technology screens. A few days ago, I did a demonstration on everyday grade primer. We call this primer Prime Vision 2.0. It's not even a real screen paint. It's just everyday basic primer. So, in my demonstrations, I'm as fair can be. We use fully lit environments. We use the different forms of projectors. We do all our different test demonstrations live, so that way our customers can see exactly what they're getting. So, we've done these tests against grade primer versus our technology, and the reason why we have to do these tests is because if I'm going to come up with a gray screen paint, like I say, usually that wasn't my field. My field was darker screens, but I felt that people that were developing gray screen paint mixes weren't doing their job correctly. They were cutting a great deal of corners. They weren't doing tests correctly, color patterns. They were doing a lot of white levels, but color patterns they just weren't doing. They weren't testing their products against other high performance screens, a lot of high end projectors, dark environments, and that's pretty much where it laid at. And then when they did any form of contrast demonstration, they made sure that the lights were off at all times in order to pick up a better contrast level, and then would brag about how good their contrast levels were. So in that demonstration, I went out and got myself some basic primer from a hardware store and was able to match the product multiple times. I was able to match the Metallica 2.0 and the Personal Mix. Now, taking that same piece of primer, painted it on a larger sheet. We've done it with multiple screens around the house to show you there's no difference, but we also too make a light gray screen paint, and that's what I'm doing today. I'm putting this product against our light gray screen paints. And as I said before, this product we have right here has already been fully tested. It's already done the 5 certified or 18 certified projection screens. It's already done the outside demonstrations. It's already done inside demonstrations, distance throw, low lumen tests, ultra short throw tests, gaming tests, all that. Something that this other screen paint has never did. On top of that, the product we have here is far cheaper and affordable for our customers. If you're going to go on that route, you want a light gray screen paint, our product would be the best way to go because number one, like I said, we have backed it up with tests under the ultralight grays. All have to go in the same test as the newest screen paint we're developing now. So in this demonstration, I'm going to show you primer, same test we did against his. We're going to do it against our own screen. On that screen right there, we have right there, that is an ultralight gray that we sell on our website for, I think it's like 79 bucks or something. It's really affordable. A gallon of it's like $139. It's like really affordable. And we call this the white screen of our technology. Even the white screen of our technology can beat several certified screens. All right, so let's get this started. I got the screen turned to the side because the technology in this screen is very interesting. The minute it faces a projector, the projector doesn't have to be producing any color or nothing whatsoever. The minute it faces the projector, there's a code in it that activates the screen, allows it to turn darker to be able to pick up heavier contrast levels. The other screens are not going to be able to pick up the color like this technology here. And as you can see, the screen is light gray. That's why I'm showing it to you. The screen is a light gray screen. As you can see, it's not a dark gray or nothing different to make the screen give it any enhancements over a screen that if you have a darker screen slightly, it's going to have some complications. All right, so, well, not complications. That's not complications. It's going to be to pull heavier contrast levels. That's what I meant to say. Sorry about that. All right, so let's come over here first. I got a fireworks display on right now on the projector. And we have this is the primer that I used in the demonstration on his product. This is it painted on a large screen we have here. We use this right here, a large screen with a large sample sheet. We'll stick this in the middle. Hopefully we get this on here nice and tight. There we go. So we'll stick that right in the middle. And there you go. See how our screen is pulling up a blacker level in the background? That's the color coding technology that we embedded in the screen. When the screen sits in front of the projector, it automatically turns dark. It picks up a contrast level right from the door. That's what they're designed to do. That's the difference between our ultralight gray screen paint and primer and CROW's product. That's the difference. That's how we can come here and back it up because we've done these tests already. Again, I've explained to people, if you don't do the test, you don't know how your product is going to react and how it's going to act. So this is the reason why when we develop a light gray screen paint, we have to test it against primer and all the different forms of high certified screens. Same thing with black screens. We have to test them against chalk paint and black paint and vinyl. This is why I didn't have a problem when he made the statement about me turning the screen around to the black side. We've done this already because we run tests. When you don't run tests, then, and you cut a lot of corners, you can't do stuff like this. Because you don't have the confidence of knowing whether or not your product is going to fail or be successful due to the fact that you never ran tests. There you go. Didn't run any tests. If you don't run any tests, you don't know. And so they're just slapping together. This is why we're able to match his product to primer very fast. Starfield screensaver. Bingo. See, there you go. That's why tests are very important. That's why you have to test your product. Because if a company comes on and says, hey, Ken, we want 80 gallons of this. But what's the difference of me paying you or going out and buying everyday primer and doing the same thing? I can say, well, our screen paint has a color-coded technology that brings up better color and better contrast than an everyday gray primer. And he'll say, prove it, because no one's going to sign over that kind of money to your account unless you have proof that your product can do that. This is where testing comes in. This is why I can come in on a live demonstration and I can show you the difference between the two on a Starfield demonstration. Something that we have requested multiple times from this individual when he was making this gray screen paint. Show me the difference of multiple gray screens and display a Starfield demonstration. See which screen is going to produce the better contrast level. As you can hear, my cough is actually disappearing. Thank you, Jesus. It gets a little bit comes here and there, but I'm feeling much better today. Much, much better. There you go. Starfield demonstration, hardest demonstration. We're doing it right now. On gray primer. Now, I can take this screen and I can stick it against that primer and it'll blend right in because it's primer. There's nothing different about it. I don't even know how. He's a very good salesman, I'll tell you that, because I don't know how y'all didn't pick up on that. People that are in the field, well, if you're not in the field, you're not a professional, but the way he explained it, he could have fooled anybody with it. And he ain't gonna fool me because I've been in the business for over 12 years. So I've seen just about everything. But anybody else who's been in the business can pick up on it and can tell, can look at it. The people that follow the same protocols under the certified projection screens as poorly lit environments and high powered projectors, they fall into it because they're used to that protocol. I'm not used to that protocol. I look at an environment like that under elite screens or black diamond and I start laughing like, why is your environment so dark? Where's the lighting at? How come your windows are not hitting your screen? That's the kind of questions I ask. What kind of projector is that? How many calibers? What's caliber on your projector? And that thing been calibrated? These are questions that I ask. But everybody looks at it and says, oh, that's the normal. You're supposed to have your room looking like that. Yeah, your house is going to look like that. I can light, if you see me, I can light this entire place up and watch my movie off this screen and that screen. But there you go. That's the difference between our ultra light gray and primer. There you go. I'll bring it up a little higher. We had, like I said, the same. The reason why we had the exotics is because exotics were to prove a point about color coding technology. That's what the exotics were for when we first developed them. The exotics they were developed to show that we could take a screen and change it a different color and still get it to produce all the colors that are needed to watch a movie better than a certified projection screen. And therefore allowed you to see what color coding is. You can't see color coding on a gray screen. You can't see it correctly on a black screen. You have to see it on a screen that is completely a different color. Because we have a screen that's green or blue and it's picking up pink and purple and yellow and all the colors it's not supposed to be to pick up, especially white. Then there has to be something in it that allows the projector to be able to read color from the screen, even though the surface is a different color. If your walls are red and you hit a red wall with a projector, everything comes up red. That's why the exotics were designed, to prove a point that yes, we can code a screen to be able to read color, just like we can code a screen to see contrast, even though it's light gray, which you're watching right now live on primer. So when people ask me what is the difference between primer and our ultra light gray screen paint, there you go. That's the difference. We can see contrast. Light gray screens aren't supposed to see contrast. They're supposed to see bright colors. And we can do it in a fully lit environment, display the star field, which we requested, like I said, from the individual multiple times, and he has refused. Let me go get my, because Nova Elitis. I like that name, Elitis. Nova Elitis. That's a bad screen, but screen is amazing. Color on that screen is amazing. Last time I was doing some gaming off of it. That's when all hyped up. Gaming off that screen last night. Where in the world? Off in the kitchen last. Okay. Got a bad habit of carrying stuff with me everywhere I go. That's my bad habit. That's my nightmare. So, I know that's falling off. I can hear it swinging back and forth like an old sign in the Wild Wild West. There you go. Get it back up. Now. Great hiding. There we go. This right here is primer. Cost me around $15 per gallon. That's what it cost me. As you can see, it can't see contrast. It's paint. It's not supposed to see contrast. It's everyday paint. Nothing different about it, people. That's why I found it. Right by my projector. One place I set it at where I can find it. It's right by the projector. Now, will it be able to blend in the screen when it comes to colors and stuff? No, the screen is going to produce better color. Would it match, with other things on the like we display? Yes, no problem. It's a light gray screen. The color red. The color red screen. It wouldn't be fair, as I said before, I'm fair. It wouldn't be fair for me to do a demonstration on just his product. Because if we didn't develop a light gray screen paint, then, hey, look, then we don't develop a light gray screen paint. That's all to it. But we do make a light gray screen paint. We do. We have one called Ultra Light Gray. Sorry about that. We have an Ultra Light Gray screen paint that we make. So by making this Ultra Light Gray screen paint, we have to be able to back up our product. Now, if I'm going to take his product and I'm going to stick it against primer, then guess what I have to do? I have to take the same product that I stick this product against and I have to put it against my own. And look at the results. There you go. That's the difference between my technology and gray primer on red. You can see it for yourself right there. All right. I'm doing mine right now. All right, let's go over here to the blue. There it is. Our screen produces a deeper, richer blue. See how the screen is dark? That's when the projector hits us, the coating and the screen paint automatically turns the screen dark. You don't have that because there's no such thing, there's no coating color technology in the gray paint. And I'm testing this against my own stuff. All right. There you go. You can see it for yourself. Keeping it fair. If I'm going to test something on his product, I got to test against my own. We got Redwood Red. Never seen that one before. All right. Well, I think this is purple. There you go. I told you. Color coding technology. Our screen pulls a deeper red because it can see contrast because of coding that's embedded into it. And I told you, if I'm gonna test my product, and I got, let me go over here and change my Wi-Fi. There we go. We've done all these tests already. Hold on for a minute. I'm gonna switch out of my Wi-Fi. This is what I mean by you have to do tests. This is why when people ask me to do these tests, it's not a problem for me to do them because we've done them already. You have to do these tests. All right, let's go over and let's switch out. We did violet, we did blue, we did all these colors right here. Let's do a color change out. Because it's easy for me to do a demonstration, all the colors blending together. No, we have to do the color pattern so you can see the difference between one over another. Okay. There we go. There's the blue. And we did blue already. There we go. There's the blue. I decided to go quick. Like, no! All right, let's put you back up there. We got a couple more to do. This is using the good sticky tape, which I don't understand. I got the really good kind on here. Find that in there a little better. Hopefully that stays. There we go. There we go. Doesn't even pick up the background. See how it has that off gray to it? And I'll show you. Can't even pick up the background. Try to get that a little better. What I like about the OLED horse is the fact that it shows two levels of black levels. The background straight black, and then you have the horse. Right here you can see where it's not even picking up the contrast correctly. Right here. And you can see right here in the back, it's not even picking up the black level for the back. It's coming up gray. And like I said, we're doing this in a fully lit environment as it should be done. Starfield screensaver. I think we have that already on here. I'm not sure. We're going to go back to red really quick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to show you right from the door. I'm going to take CROW's Metallic Mix 2.0, which we have right here. Hopefully this screen stays because we added some weight to it. And you can see where they blend in. Same thing as primer. If we take that, and we take it off of here, and we stick it right over here, next to our product. So now we have his Metallica Mix 2.0. right next to the primer. And they both look exactly the same. We're going to go through our color patterns. We're not going to do the whole color display and camouflage colors. I'm going to show you straight and to the point what it's seeing. That's the difference between our product, primer, and CROW's product. That's the difference. The screen in the middle is straight primer. So there you go. That's primer. And that's CROW's mix. And this is our ultralight gray. This is how we knew from the door what it was when we were running tests. This is how we knew it was primer. Didn't say anything about it. We knew about this for months. We didn't say anything about it. Give somebody the benefit of the doubt. Try to help them out, even when they're doing dumb stuff against you. I could have done this years ago. As I said before, we used to make this stuff many, many years ago. So I know how it's going to react. I even know how to make a better gray now from the technology we have now. That right there is this basic primer. That's it. That's why it's reacting that way on our screen. That's why his product is matching the primer. And that's why his product is actually reacting that way on our ultralight gray. Where this product right here would cost you $15 a gallon. $15 a gallon. This would cost you $75. Pros probably would cost you $75 plus the $23 for shipping, which would be about $107. The product that we make, ultralight gray, costs our customers, I think it's like $79 or $89 a quart, but shipping's free anywhere in the world. Then on top of that, a gallon for CROW's Metallica Mix 2.0 would cost you about, he doesn't sell 2 quarts, only sells 1 quart. And at 4 times 75 would round $300. And then for, excuse me, delivery would be $23. So altogether it'd be $323 for a gallon of that product right there, when a gallon of that would only cost you $15. A gallon of our product that can pull a star field demonstration and see contrast would cost you around $139. So do the math. So we're talking about ultralight gray screen categories. Black screens we have, other screens we have, the darker screens we had cost more money because these are darker gray screens. They're designed to do more. They can pick up heavier contrast levels, better colors. That's what they're designed to do. Same category when you look at elite screens. You start off with the white screens. You start off with the lighter screens, which is a cinema gray, which is a cheaper screen. You start off with the cinema gray 5D, which is a little darker, going to cost you $13 or $14. And then when you get to the more darker screens, you're talking about $3,000, $5,000. That's what they run for. That's what goes on in the projection screen world. The darker the screen, the more expensive the screen is. Even though if you got a screen like Screen Innovation or the Dark Star 9 or any of the darker screens they make, they already know from the door the white levels are going to drop. But people are more concerned about contrast and color pop on their screens. They want to see a much more brighter and deeper color. They want to see better contrast levels, and they want a screen that's going to be to produce in a fully lit environment. This is where darker screens come in. This is why someone who's pushing a light gray screen paint as being some more superior than darker gray screens is telling you a complete lie. If that was the case, then lighter screens would be more expensive and darker screens would be cheaper, but that's not so. Anybody in the professional field knows that a darker screen is going to be to produce much better contrast, much better color pop, and it's going to be able to produce better ambient light rejection technology. That's why his screens constantly fade in fully lit environments. That's why he's being told to calibrate projectors, even though big companies tell you to do that too. But you have to do it more on one of these screens because they're closer to a white surface. As in the Cinemax, if you look at that screen, it's extremely light. It's very close to a white screen, which is a bad thing because, again, you're going to have issues when it comes to contrast and color. It's not going to be able to pull it. That's why they use the high-end projectors to make up for what the screen is lacking. I can tell you that right from the door. Honestly, this is the reason why when we request these certain test demonstrations from him, he denies them because he automatically knows His screens have to survive in a certain environment, which has to be either dark, ambient light controlled, and he has to use a certain caliber projector in order to make that screen look a certain so. There you go. Broke it down for you. And he can't break it down like that. He can't. I've watched him try to break down our product, and pretty much he's got most of, not all the information wrong on how the technology functions and how it works. He doesn't even understand the theory about how projectors work and how they function back and forth with ambient light and how distance, and they don't understand any of that at all, period. Just a simple nonsense. Oh, you just have to calibrate. You just have to calibrate. Our projector's not calibrated at all, period. And I'm picking up better color than your screen on a light gray. And we're not calibrated. So it tells you at the end of the day, it comes down to the screen, whether it has the ability to produce color or not, see contrast or not, work in a fully lit environment or not. It comes down to the screen. That's why I say he's been feeding you a bunch of mumbo jumbo for a very long time. And yeah, he has. He's been scamming you. I'm sorry, but you got scammed. That's a primer in the middle of the screen. It's primer. I know it sounds like, but it's primer. See? See how it's producing the same as the primer. It's primer. That's what you got. So like I said, $15 a gallon, $323 a gallon, and our technology, which can produce contrast, because you see that how the screen's dark and how the color's nice and dark, cost my customers $139 a gallon, because we consider these light gray screens, again, to be the white projection screens of our technology. And it says right there, when you go on to read the description of the product, it says contrast levels are fair. I would never equal this to any of the screens we have in here. A gunmetal? No. Nova? No. And the Elitist we just designed? No. There's no way in the world this my screen, the ultralight gray, would be able to pull up contrast levels and colors like those screens. They're designed because they're darker screens. They can do they pull up more advanced colors. But testing my product against light gray screens, yeah, we would dominate that. Against his product, we would dominate that with no problem. So now you see the difference. So for anyone who sits there and says, well, it's not fair because when you did that demonstration, you did it against a gunmetal screen, or when you did the demonstration, you did the demonstration against a Nova. It's not fair. Your screen, it's not the same thing. Well, now we got an ultralight gray up here. I told you we make ultralight gray screen paints. We do. And they're better than other screen paints on the market, including his. I can honestly say that because you're looking at it right here live. And I'm doing the demonstration live. Again, like I said, you got to have confidence and your product to do a live demonstration. Can't do live demonstrations all the time if you're cutting corners and you're doing sneaky stuff behind the camera. Oh, you see that close? Not even picking up, not even close to our screen's color level. That's primer. That's this product right there. And if you think that's worse, the personal mix is lighter than this. So if the personal mix is lighter than this, that means it's going to fade even faster. And if the Cinemax is lighter than the personal mix, oh, wow, that is definitely going to fade. I saw a demonstration where he basically thought he had bragging rights on matching a Elite ceiling and what's it called, ceiling floor, the CR2, whatever it is, because you matched it. We beat that screen. I mean, we beat that screen. We were able to turn that screen into a white sheet of paper against our technology. If you match that screen and we were to turn that screen into a white sheet of paper against our technology, then your product's not going to last. But let me show you. So here we are. That's a darker gray screen paint mix. Well, I can't call it. It's a primer. Let's call it for what it is now. It is a darker screen paint mix in Metallica 2.0. This is your personal mix. This right here is going to fade even faster because it's lighter. The lighter the screen paint is, the color is going to start to diminish fast. So we're going to put you right here. See? There you go. The sad part about it is that all that campaigning he did about his products being so superior, having the ability to produce beautiful images. Look at the 4K images. Look how beautiful the color. Look at the detail. It was primer the whole entire time. See how it faded? See how it's actually lighter than the other screens now? Because the higher the white levels raised up on the screen, it means the contrast starts dropping like crazy. The colors start dropping like crazy. We're on a Christie 4300 lumen projector. So we're in a pretty good high powered projector. And if you look at the ultralight gray, look at the red levels on it. You don't have to calibrate that. In the middle of the screen, primer. $15. So if you thought I was unfair by not putting the gray primer against my ultralight gray, I will gladly do that. You know why? I do test. Just like when you asked me again to turn around that black screen and put it against, what do you think was going to happen if I turned that black screen around and put it against the black screen? You thought they were going to match? Oh, come on. We do tests. That's how I know that. That's why it was easy for me to do that demonstration with no problem. We do test. You don't do tests. That's why you don't know. Well, you already know already that your product is going to match primer anyway, because that's what it is. So if I'm going to do something to you, I'm going to do it right back at my product. The only difference is I can do this live because I've done these tests already. I've done these tests with big companies. Excuse me. See, I've done these tests with big companies. Like I said, if a company's going to shoot 60, 70 grand into your banking account, you sure enough better have enough video evidence to back up your technology's capabilities. Not no pretty colors in the dark, none of that nonsense. They want to see the difference. That's what they want to see. What's the difference of me taking a huge piece of black vinyl and draping it from one end of the stage to the next and hitting that projector? I will get the same results. The surface is black just like your paint is in it. You have to do those tests. The problem is, for some reason in your head, and I'm talking personally to CROW, in your head, you really think that we do things on the same level that you do it on. We don't do things on the same level you do. You don't watch any of my test demonstrations, my live test demonstrations. Matter of fact, we got 3 of them to do today on the Elites. You don't watch any of my live demonstrations. You don't go, this man is doing something completely different that I don't even do. But yet you want to put yourself in the same category. But okay. 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 Starfield screensaver. That's my favorite. You knew this was coming. Like I said, we'll blend right into your screen, but when it comes to contrast levels, only our technology can see contrast because our technology has code embedded into it. The exact same bit code that we showed you in the exotics that can see color when the screen is actually a different color. Well, we can actually embed that code into an ultralight gray or a gray screen paint, giving it the ability to see a higher contrast level, even though the screen is gray. Now, as I said before, and we'll get up close so you can see, there is a difference. There you go. And this is a little bit darker. Now, this right here is your personal mix. If your Cinemax is anywhere near, or I'll say it's not near, it's probably a lighter. I'll say it's a lighter than that personal mix. I can put you against my ultra light gray all day long. Ultra light gray will trash your screen all day. Easily. This is struggling as it is. This is really having a hard time. Now, when we did this demonstration, we did everything. We added in contrast levels. We added in white levels. We did everything. All right. When I do these demonstrations, there's no point in doing a colorful demonstrations with an array of colors splashing across the screen. That doesn't do anything. All you're doing is you're camouflaging the screen. What you have to do is you have to show how the projector perceives color. How does your projector see color when it hits the screen? So you put up solid reds, blues, greens. This is why we put those solid colors up. So you can see how your projector is seeing red. The same reaction as it sees red is the same reaction how it's going to see red if you were showing off a video on nothing but roses. That's the same way the red's going to come up, the exact same way. Nothing's going to change. So if it's faded, when I show that solid red level, it's going to be faded when you display anything that's red or anything that's blue or green and so forth. So you see what I'm getting at. And if you're displaying contrast and it's not going to pull it up, it's not going to pull it up. That's all to it. Let's go real quick from here. We're just going to play my screen. This is why I don't do the whole color display with all these colors splashing across the screen. No, that's camouflage. You're camouflaging so people can't tell what's what. When you did the demonstration against the Dark Star 9, you should have never had colors splashing across the screen. What you should have did was you should have switched over to a star field demonstration or a contrast demonstration to show which surface would pull the best contrast level. You should have showed solid colors so people can see which screen pulls the better reds, the better blues, the better greens. That's what you should have did, but you never do your demonstrations that way. And when you do demonstrations against our products and you say, hey, look, this is what a white screen looks like next to theirs. Again, come over and check out how we do our demonstrations. Everybody knows that anytime I display any form of certified screen, the first color I display is white. So that's no big deal if you take a white piece of paper and stick it against the screen and go, oh, this was so. We test our screens on white levels first, and this is on certifieds, not testing our own mixes against our own mixes, which I don't understand that one right there. I don't get it. I really don't. But if I'm going to display a light gray screen, as we're displaying now, I know it's going to produce color. It's a light gray screen. I know it's going to produce white levels. It's a light gray screen. I look for the contrast. I display contrast because that's the one thing that light gray screens aren't supposed to be to do. Produce a contrast level. See, white level, easy. This is nothing. That's the easy part. The hard part is producing the contrast. A black level. Look at the bottom base. I want you to see that because there's a code in this screen that allows it to be able to see contrast. Even when the projector is only 4,000 to 1, it can read contrast. And mind you, this technology was tested on the 1,000 lumen projector at we did not 1,000 feet back. Sorry about that. That'd be too far. At 22 feet back and pulled a star field with a 130 lamp in the center of the screen. Your screen can't pull this. And again, when you display contrast levels, what do I say? You must be in a fully lit environment when you display it. Now again, if your Cinemax is light, and I'm pretty sure it's much lighter than this. You're going to have a hard time with this screen. Very hard time with it. primer. Right there. Can't even pick up a contrast level. And your product reacts the same way as primer. It matches. This right here, on here, is the Prime Vision 2.0. A lot of people are like, oh, is that a new screen paint? No, Prime Vision 2.0 is primer. We just gave it that nickname, that's all. It's primer. Nothing special about the Prime Vision 2.0, it's primer. If you're into the Prime Vision 2.0 and you want that faded, washed out screen, well, guess what? Just go to Lowe's and pick it up. It's primer. It costs you 15 bucks. That's what it costs you. But it'll never do this at all, period. You can't see contrast. You can't see color. It's paint. That's what it is. There's nothing special about it. So before he goes into a rant, which he probably already did, about how, why don't I test it? Again, I keep telling you about, be careful about saying, because we do tests over here. And the reason why I don't entertain when you give me these so-called challenges, this is me talking to Crow, or Fernando, I think his name is. The reason why I don't entertain these little challenges that you give me, because you don't even do tests. So I know you can't do any of these. The challenges that you do, if you call them challenges, are nothing to us. We can do those with no problem whatsoever. You try to pick challenges that are way outside your area. But keep in mind, when you do a challenge, you have to do the challenge yourself to prove that you could do it. So to make a crazy accusation like, hey, stick it out in the middle of sunlight or something like that, if your screen can't survive that, and we do have technology that can, you can't make those suggestions. Now, if you said, hey, show me a star field demonstration, show me color patterns, show me your stuff against certified projection screen, show me it on low entry level projectors, show it on ultra short though, show it outside, we've done it. Got the videos to back it up. But anything we give you, you don't. And that's why I don't entertain it when you sit there and say these things, because if I do this, it will cause you a great deal of embarrassment. Such like the black screen incident when you asked me to reverse my screen around and you got embarrassed because the vinyl side of the screen hot spotted, turned it gray, and it was dirty and couldn't even pull up a white level. As I said before, any black screen, any black surface, it's going to pull up a contrast level. Like any white screen, it's going to pull up a white level. White screens can't pull contrast, and when it comes to black screen, excuse me, any other black screen besides our technology, it can't pull a proper white level, and we can. So that's my ultralight gray right there, displaying contrast, fully lit environment. Well, today, my friend, you've learned a valuable lesson. Well, not saying a valuable lesson, but it's not a valuable lesson. It's just the fact that, you know, if you thought it was unfair because I basically did your product against the Prime Vision 2.0, which is primer, and you felt that I didn't do it against my own stuff, and that's not fair because we develop a light gray screen paint, well, there you are. Because we had to test this stuff anyway. It's not something that's going to shock us to do this because we do these tests regularly. That's why my customers are going to have an ultralight gray screen paint. It's going to cost them less. They can get free shipping. They don't have to pay for shipping. It can be shipped all over the world. And I got to paint one over there anyway. And on top of that, it can pull a contrast level. LG Beta Fish. I'm making myself a hot cup of tea. Put this stuff up. I'm gonna let that play. Usually never do, but I'm gonna let that play. Now, in every video demonstration that we do, we're going to post this video at the bottom, which shows me testing my ultralight gray screen paint versus everyday primer, versus your Metallica Mix 2.0, versus your personal mix with no problem, and you can see the difference. So anytime anybody wants to bring that up, we'll post this from now on. What's the difference? Matter of fact, I need to, yeah, I'm going to add this to the website. Definitely add this to the website. Just so we have it clarified, because I don't want anybody thinking that we don't have your product. There's proof, your product right there. Sorry, the label got smeared. When I got here, for those who don't know, it wasn't wrapped too well, and the container burst and opened up, and the person who bought it from us, they shipped it back to us, and they basically had it plastic wrapped up real nice and brought it over. When we opened it up, there was paint everywhere, but like I said, it came from bad packaging. Now, while that is being, well, actually, we'll play this through, because I have to paint one over here. Now, I thought for fun, I'm going to paint one of the exotics today, because there's a require about this from a company. So we're going to be painting one of these today. Somebody's interested in one of the exotics technologies, and we're going to be having some fun with that. But we're going to display the contrast levels for right now on the gray screen, so I can show you what you're supposed to be seeing when someone displays a gray screen. You're supposed to be seeing those contrast levels. Now, like I said, if you feel that I wronged you in this demonstration, feel free to just repeat the same demonstration I just did. And don't forget the contrast levels, and please do it in a fully lit environment. Starfield screensaver. Like I said, feel free to repeat the exact same demonstration. And if I'm wrong in any way, or you feel I wronged you in any way, feel free to do the same thing I just did. And start off with the star field demonstration. Fully lit environment. As I said before, when it comes to developing screen paint, I can develop the same thing you can make, and I can make it 10 times better with no problem. We did that demonstration right there on a 1,000 lumen projector at 22 feet back. That's why I can, excuse me, that's why I can do this demonstration with no problem. 22 feet back on 1,000 lumens. We have that on record, recorded, live on our YouTube channel. Whatever. Whatever. I'm not going to put you near the screen. I'll put you on that side, away from the light. Only my screen's going to take in the light. And my screen can still maintain a star field demonstration with both of your screens on both sides. That's the difference, is the kind of testing we have to do on our technology. So you got your product on one side and your product on the other side, and my screen is sitting there, the only one that's taking in the most light from a 130 watt light in the center of the screen, and I'm still maintaining a better contrast than your screen. But like I said, if you feel that I didn't do the test properly, repeat the exact same thing. And I mean no color splashing across the screen. I'm talking about the same way I just did it right here. I'll step back so you can see how much light we have in the environment. So like I said, I can't be accused of not being fair because like I said, I took the screen, the primer, stuck it in the center of my screen with his products, and was able to show you a difference. A huge difference. Not a little slight shade of gray, a little slight gray of red, a huge difference. Same sun, 4K demonstrations. So the background's coming up black, everything's black on the background. Let's go do something different. Let's take your personal mix, which you're always talking about how lighter gray screen paints are supposed to be more superior. Let's take your lighter screen paint, and let's put that against our ultralight gray. So this is your personal mix ultralight, or actually your personal mix screen paint versus our ultralight gray. Since you're always, and mind you, if your Cinemax is lighter than this, and I put it against this ultralight gray is going to do damage to it. Now you see you're not picking up any contrast whatsoever. That's why the screen is coming up with that, what's the word for it? That kind of tannish look to it. Our screen is pulling a black background. Hey. And these are demonstrations. Usually people who develop products like this, not saying everybody who develops a product does this, but people who cut corners, usually this is what they go through. When it comes to their products, especially if you're cutting corners left and right, you are not going to be able to see whether or not if your products can work correctly or not because you're too busy cutting corners. You're not doing your demonstrations correctly. That's your product versus our technology on a gray screen. All right, this is what I want to show you next. Like I said, you can't see contrast. You definitely can't see color. Color red. What you got? Color red. Blue screen. I'm just going to show you from experience. Like I said, it's not going to pick up next to our ultralight grays. They can read contrast and color. They also can read extremely high white levels because the screen is ultralight gray. And like I said, no calibrating needed at all, period. That's why you got to be careful when you're out there buying screen paint products, because some people are out there faking their demonstrations and not doing them correctly. And this is the reason why they're matching primer, because they are primer. All right. Let's take this down right here. I'm going to remove this. We're going to have a little fun on this demonstration. We're going to remove this out of the way. This over here. We're going to have some fun with it. So, let me put these up real quick. I'm going to leave this here for another one. We're going to do something interesting. So I'm going to come over here. We're going to be painting in one of the exotics. This is one of the exotics that we never launched. Usually we have exotics that we don't launch because they're going to be used later on for other projects. So that's the reason why you probably only see them one time. And that's basically about it. Let's see if we can get that sunlight out of the way. My screen, so we can see the color of the product and it's not discouraged by the sun. All right, there we go. That's a little better right there. So I think I'm going to, I want to tilt this up, but I don't want to hope taping this thing up again. I don't want it to fall over either. All right, so we're going to put this right here and here. I think that should be good enough. Hopefully it doesn't fall off. We shouldn't have anything falling over. So we're going to grab one of the exotics. I'm going to paint that screen right there. We're just going to dry my roller off too while I'm at it. Oh, okay, it's over here. Yeah, this is where it's at. Oh, I just... No. It's over here. This guy. All right, we'll get some dry off our roller, and we're going to bring up one of the exotics. I thought about bringing this one out, but I decided not to. At one point, we had 12 of them. We had a lot of them. Making them so fast, you know, God was blessing us to be able to make them so fast, so quick. And technology, like I said, under that ultralight gray, I said before, all our technology is powered by God. Everything we have is powered by God. So, of course, you know, when we bring something out, it's going to have plenty of punch with it, you know. And for me, the reason why I had no interest in developing a light gray screen paint, I just didn't have an interest in it. All I liked was developing was black technology, you know. But certain individuals just wanted to keep going on and on and on about how light gray screens are better. And I'm thinking like, well, if you're doing a light gray screen, you're not doing a good job of it, because it's supposed to look much better than that. So I figured, you know what? God gave me the ingredients, and we designed a light gray screen paint that we can display contrast levels, we can display color, all that, and we can test with other screens and show you how it's supposed to be done. All right, so I want you to paint this on the back of the other one. Have one side with the ultralight gray, one side with this. No, we just use this. Okay, so I'm going to paint over this right here. This right here is a technology we developed. As you can see, the color of it is really quite weird. one of the, I said, the exotic collections that we developed. There's 12 of them. And mind you, we gave a certain individual, we have a certain individual who has a bad habit of trying to make our products and trying to say he can give them away for free. We gave him permission to make, there's 12 of these. And we gave him permission to make all 12 of them, and all the demonstrations had to be done live. Now, the rules under exotics are that they are made within 20 minutes, and they are all tests for the exotics must be performed on the same day, which means the ultra short throw test, distance test, all those tests have to be performed on the same day. So when we gave the individual that challenge, he didn't make one of them, not one of them, because he couldn't do the test live that would match it with the screen. And that's why he didn't do it. That's why he forfeited that challenge, because he couldn't do the test. None of alone trying to figure out the color of what the product was. And this kind of cut down all of that dumb nonsense of him trying to make our products and trying to say, hey, look, I can do the same thing. He couldn't even pass any of the tests. So he never did any of the exotics were never made, or that was the end of that. That shows you somebody's fake. He's going to claim that they can make a product, but they can't do the test under that product. It's moving about. That's a mind of its own. We're going to claim to make our products, and do those tests. All those tests backing up to show that is our products. You can't do those tests, then you're nothing but a fake. Now, since there's no, somebody said, once you do the test under his products, what test? Show me a test. Show me any test. Show me any test whatsoever under his products that he's actually doing testing on. Any real test. Except for he's too busy trying to debunk our product and say, hey, this is what it doesn't do and this is what it can't do. Can't even back up your own stuff. My screen's moving about, that's why I'm taking so long to paint this. It's moving about the floor. I'm trying to get this painted the best way possible. Got it moving all over the place, and I got my sub. This is sitting directly on top. My phone is sitting propped against my sub, and I don't want to hit my subwoofer. I have a red mark on my sub. There we go. Anytime you call yourself, I don't have to make your product, because I said before, we don't have to make this product because this product is primer. He's using primer. And you should back that up. That it's not primer. I showed you, try to do a demonstration on trying to paint the Nova, and that was a big mistake. Trying to paint the Nova as a screen that can't see. And you see the Novas we sold last Friday? It was a lot. It was a lot. Because people can see by the demonstration, clearly he doesn't understand that, they can tell the difference between the two. And a lot of customers have my product. They know the difference between the two. On top of that, I think it was interesting that day, my camera phone, I have two phones upstairs. One of them, I never use it. It's a dead phone. I never turn it on. And something told me to charge that phone up last night. I don't know why. I charged the phone up, and sure enough, when I came down, he shot me that video of him showing off our product, saying this is how your product really comes up. It's a nasty email. That's when I said, that's why we had to charge the phone up. Because that gave me the ability to show his video on one phone, because it runs off Wi-Fi, and actually display his product on the Black Nova while using his own product against our screen, showing he faked the demonstration. And by the way, we would really like to see that container because those containers have special markings on them. But I want this individual to understand that he thinks for some reason, because we haven't brought up the copyright incident, that's still being taken care of. And after I take care of some other certain businesses with my company involving other companies, there is going to be another charge for the Instagram. We already contacted Instagram's legal department. They already have obtained that page with that, what you just did. We're going to hit you with criminal charges for the identity theft, for basically posing as me, and also to touching my copyright again. So that hasn't gone any place at all. It hasn't gone any place. I don't want you to think it hasn't gone any place. Now, for those of you who are can't understand what I'm talking about, the individual did something extremely stupid, and I would advise you never to do it. And keep in mind, for the emails that I get from his followers who are saying that, well, he's copyrighted. Well, go over to gov.com, go to copyright search, go put in his company name and see if it pops up. If nothing pops up, that means he doesn't have a copyright, it's not registered. Go put our name in there and you'll see our registration pop up. There you go. So, at first when we started Crystal Edge Technology Screens, Crystal Edge used to have screen paints underneath of it. And we discontinued it to branch off to design better and more darker products. So the individual, Crow, or Jamie Fernando, or how I think Fernando calls himself, decided to take the container down to Home Depot and try to get the product made. Now in the video he says he discontinued the product, but what he didn't realize that the logo on the side of the can is attached to our company's page, and that has a copyright attached to it. And that's where he messed up. Now by taking the product down, you recorded yourself. What do they call it now? Self-snitching? Yeah, it's called self-snitching. You recorded yourself. I don't even have to get a lawyer to tell the truth. I can just go down to court and file a case against you, and I can go into court and win that easy. It's you on the video doing it. And yes, he deleted the video, but we have copies of it. I have copies of it. Attorneys have copies of it. We have two versions of it. We have one with your voice of you talking, and one with me narrating, explaining what happened in the video. So he takes the product down to Home Depot, records himself walking into Home Depot and asking the guy to make the exact same product, counterfeiting. That's another one you're going to be hit with. And basically going in and saying, the guy, asking for something. The guy said, well, you have to go to Lowe's. And he says, well, I guess I have to go there. Showing that you proceeded to try to do damage to our company. Now, as I explained to you before, copyright laws, when you basically violate those, and I try to explain to people about those, a copyright can last up to the length of the existence of the owner. So after I die, my copyright will still extend another 75 years. There you go. If you violate a copyright, fines include anywhere from $50,000 to $150,000 in fines. There you go. So you will be fined. That's definitely going to happen. I don't know about the jail time is probably going to come in with the multiple. I told you we've been building the case. We've been building the case on the individual. So all the emails he's been sending us, recorded messages that we've been doing off live stream of other individuals coming in calling us scammers and stuff like that. We have to show evidence that the rumor that he started came to life. So the fact that there were individual people, like I said, when you were coming to my channels, running your mouth and calling us scammers and stuff, this was evidence that we needed against him because it shows that the rumor that he started basically came to life. That he tried to basically paint us as something that we're not. See? Hey, you got to be careful about running your mouth so much. There you go. The entire time we're building a case on you. All the videos that you have on there, you can delete them all you want. We have copies of everything. So that's where that comes in right there. Now, when people say, oh, but you called him a scammer. Yeah, I did. Because basically we matched his product to primer. Easily. And not only did we match it to primer, but I used a video that he deleted, again, off his channel, that shows him making a product for free that matched his personal mix. Now, there's no point to delete a video if you're not guilty. People hide evidence because they're guilty. You're going to go rob a bank and have all the evidence on them, the clothes, the bag, and everything on them, and then just go out and go, look, I'm just going to hang this up and put a sign in it. I just robbed the bank down the street. People hide evidence if they're guilty. All right, we're going to take our screen over there. Now, I'm explaining that to those people that will be entering my channel. Actually, I'm trying to be reviewing these videos on my Facebook page and so forth. Some people don't even know who he is. And I explained to him what he is and so forth. And they go over and check out his channel, come back and tell me as well, this guy really has problems. Yeah, you don't come off so well. All right, so let's come over here. We got an interesting color screen. Look at the color of the screen. Look at it. It's beautiful, isn't it? That's crazy. That's crazy. It can't work with that. That's crazy. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Does it? Who does that? We do. Where do you go? I'm somewhere in the land of crazy. All right, here we go. Crazy. Is he crazy? Is he crazy? Is he crazy? He's crazy. He's absolutely crazy. Yeah, he's crazy. What's the screen that goes crazy? Are we crazy? He's crazy. Finally getting better. Finally getting better. Feel much better today. To joke a little bit. I get off a little bit here and there, but it's not as worse as it was last couple of days. Woo! Last couple of days was really rough. It's crazy. Who does this? Paints a screen a crazy color such like so. I do. I do. Yeah, this is exotic technology, people. Exotic technology. Exotics can see color. I told you I would add something. I always try to add something different into these videos sometimes. That's what I try to do. I need something to set it up a little higher. My projector is not going to go all the way down that far. Let me see. So let me lift this up just a little more. My walls. So that would help. Bring this up here a little bit. Right here. Oh, good right here, right? Oh, that's good right there. Alright, that's not bad. Hopefully that stays. Get a little bit more on this side, I'll be better off. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Alright. I missed a few spots. Oh, I missed some serious spots. Alright, I'm going to have to go back and hit this a little bit more. I see some areas that I missed. Yeah. Missed a few areas. Here comes the sun. Da, 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 da. Here comes the sun. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Let's see if I got any more of that left over. Yep. Now you get a chance to see what color coding technology is. This is why the exotics have strange colors attached to them to show you that the screens, even though they're some of the weirdest colors you've ever seen, they do have the ability to be able to produce instant color. Make sure I get this right because I did miss a couple of spots in here. See that because I can see the previous screen peeking through. Now it's just a little bit left. I had of this product. Didn't have a whole lot to begin with because it was a test formula I already passed this test already. Just needed to, just never launched it. There's no point because I had 12 of these things. There's so many of them. It's making 3 and 4 of them a day. You know? There we go. I think I did a better job on that one. Turn around. Pretty good. There we go. We were making 3 and 4 of these a day. Exotics are made really fast. We're making 20 minutes. We're making 3 and 4 of them a day. They were blowing out all their tests on the same day. They were extremely good products. Now, I know you're probably going to pop up on the website to see if you can find an exotic. You're not going to find one. Exotics are basically contracted now. I told you it wasn't going to last long. Someone's going to actually obtain that technology. You can't get them anymore. Nope, they were there for a while, but they're gone now. The company came in and took interest in it. But they were there. Those of you who were able to obtain one, lucky you. Those who didn't, oh, well, sorry about that. But like I said, changes are coming to the company, so just want to let you know. Changes are coming. A lot of my technology is being requested for other use. Now, keep in mind, like I said, I'm still have products for my customers, yes, but I'm branching out to other resources, and there are people that were very interested in that exotic coating because they like the colors of the screens, but they could change the interior of the screen to match the interior of the home. You know, real estate it's not all that great. You know, I know people in the real estate business, and people are trying to get any edge to sell a home even faster. You know what sells a home even faster? Having a theater room in a home sells a home very fast. Especially if you got one that can match the interior of the home. The tradition of that, how people are doing movie theaters now with the color, no, people are doing things differently now. They want their movie theaters to look different from everybody. They don't want the old traditions anymore. And this changes the game. All right, let's switch over to see what's going on here because right now, the fire stick cut off. That's what happened. Let me see if we can find the remote control for the fire stick. And all my running arounds. That tool just right. This is something actually added in there. Here comes the sun. Comes the sun. All right, now there. Fire stick is not there. Let's keep searching. My day is where's my fire stick? That's the new game for the day. Not there on top of the projector, which I usually set it. Let's go ahead. Oh, found it on top of the sofa. Oh, now it turned black. Isn't it interesting? I told you, color coding technology. Same way how we made the light gray screen turn dark. Yeah, color coding technology. Oh, wait, let me show you something really quick before we start this. I'll show you at the end. I'll show you at the end. If we got this thing already set up, I'll show you at the end. Because what I like to do is when I do the light gray screens, people look at it and they think that screen's dark gray, and it's not. It's actually a very light gray screen. I like to take the screen, throw it up against the other screen, and then show you how light the screen is. But we're going to have some fun with this right now. So as I painted the screen, you know, it's just kind of a red. It says a red screen. Pretty much that's what it is. Let's go in. It's still drying. It's still wet. So as it starts to dry, it's actually going to get the white levels are going to actually heighten as it starts to dry. But let's go over to some colors. Of course, it's going to bring that up because the screen's close to that color right there, right? And let's bring in something completely different. There you go. Now it's shiny because it's still wet. And one person saying, your screen's hot spotting. You just painted the screen. Good gracious. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Isn't that interesting that a screen that is red can see green? This is what color coding technology is, people. This is what it is, to be able to see past the surface. That's the problem. Everybody's still looking at the surface. You have to see past the surface. One day, like I said, when my time comes when I retire, I'll explain to you what that means. You have to see past the surface, reflecting off the surface. You have to see past it. Past it! So he's almost back to normal. He's almost back to normal. Usually, going through some stuff where it's constant coughing. My lungs are active. Now, I feel a little better today. I'm happier. I'm happy every day. Oops, let's pull the pants up. We don't need a peep show. Ba-da-ba-ba, da-da-da-da-da. I had somebody once say, when I had the chat open, they said, you sing because you're nervous. No, I sing because I'm happy. You see what my technology is doing? There's a red screen. And you're looking at green. Green. Now let the screen dry. As the screen dries, we'll start swapping through some colors. Let's get some opposite stuff in there. Something weird. Oh, we can go through this real quick while it dries. Well, not that, but you know. Now, if you ever want to go near side by side to an interesting screen, there we go, right there. That's the most weirdest screen we have in the house. It's literally red. And it has 100% color coding technology. It can see contrast, it can see color, it can see white levels, all that good stuff. But the surface is completely a different surface. Thought I'd add something extra to the video. I haven't done that in a while. I told you, we can develop great technology. We can develop screens in different colors. We make black screens. We make dark gray screens. We make screens that are gold. This is why we got companies interested now in trying to buy us out, because we can now custom color and design a screen to produce a beautiful image. You don't have to have special screens for ultra short throw. You don't have to be trapped in the dark. You don't have to have expensive projectors. You don't got to calibrate your projectors. You don't have to deal with ambient light controlled environments. You can take it outside if you want to. See? The reason why I tell people testing is important, you learn from testing. Testing teaches you things. That's why it's important to do these tests. Because when I'm testing the screen out, it allows me, it's information that's feeding back to me saying, okay, this can be changed, that can be changed, we could do this, we could do that. All that information comes back to me, and that allows me to be able to design better technology. If I don't do tests, how would I know how the screen's going to react? How do I know what has to be fixed? What can I tweak? What can I make better? If I don't do proper tests. But if you're cutting corners, you don't know. Now, are we bringing this out? Nah, it's part of the exotic. Until exotics are sold. They're part of the negotiation right now. That's why they're not on the website anymore. They're under negotiation. Let's just put it that way. That's as far as I'm going to talk about it. I want to get back to the elitists. Man, that screen is really gorgeous. The color that pushes off of that screen. Oh, yes. And here we go. Here's the dilemma for me. I don't want to put the test screen downstairs without having one for myself. So where am I going to put one? Oh, wait. No, I just put that screen down. Well, we got the wallpaper screen. I got two Novas upstairs. I got a Nova motorized projection screen in the window. Then we got a Nova wallpaper. I think I'm going to do a borderless fixed frame. Give me another Elite borderless screen. Or I might just build me a frame. I like building frames. I can just build me a frame. I'll figure that out. I don't know, build or buy, I don't know. But I am going to get that the Elitist on my whatchamacallit upstairs. I'm going to put it in the gaming room. Well, the tech room. I'm going to be in the tech room. It's almost dry. Beautiful Women 4K. They're gonna butcher it. Like there's no tomorrow. They're gonna butcher it. Yeah, they did. They butchered it. That's gonna be stuck in my head for a while. Somebody was singing that in one of the virtual chat rooms I was in yesterday. And apparently, it got stuck in my head. But he had a better voice than me. His voice is really, really amazing. Actually a professional singer. He was singing like the old classics from the 70s. I'd like to say, what? He was singing that? That reminds me too, I got to think of a voice changer today. Because I realized something. When you're wearing VR, you can strap on a voice changer, a portable voice changer. They clip onto your belt, voice changer. You download all your firmware from offline, and you can actually, whatever you talk comes to those headsets. So you can actually change your voice. So somebody had one in the room. It's quite funny. I don't know where Amazon would pick one up at. Alright, the rest of this can dry on its own. Red projection screen. Skyworth food demonstration. Did we miss or did we get butchered? Skyworth food demonstration. That's what I asked for. That's what I asked for. Hola. I should start my day by saying hola, buenos dias, which is actually hello and good morning. Oh, I speak some Spanish. Jamie, just want to let you know. All my friends are Dominicans. Literally, like, I have three of my friends are Mexicans. About 4 or 5 of them are Puerto Rican, and all the rest are all Dominicans. Boom, 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 boom. I love messing with the exotics. My excitement goes with the exotics because the screen is red. So we had these in red. Well, not anymore. We had them in red and green. I'm the only one that has the magenta. Well, actually, no, 3 people have the magenta. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. Screen's still wet. We're still wet all up in here and here and here, but down in here we're dry. See, I ain't seen the white levels look on a screen that's red. You can hear me in the back of the camera. I'm having fun. I love my work, like I said. Look at the power of God's technology. Boom! Who else is going to go on YouTube and show you a red projection screen? Literally, it's producing white levels, color, whole 9 yards, everything. While we're looking at that, look at the wire management. I am so happy with this. Oh, no wires hanging at the bottom of the screen. It's funny because I had a bit of a relapse. I don't like to talk about too much, but I had a bit of relapse a couple of days ago. And I had to have emergency unit come in. It's usually the same old nonsense I go through. But anyway, emergency unit came in. And guy comes in and he goes, good gracious. It's the biggest TV I've ever seen in my life. Because the wire was hanging out from the mind you. I had the soundboard wire hanging out. So I didn't get a chance to do the wire management yet. It's the biggest TV I've ever seen in my life. I said, that's not TV, it's a projection screen. So I flipped on the projector and they're in there watching it. Like, So I basically offered to, when they have time, I offered to install, or have them install, because I'm not going over there, I don't leave the house, to have them install a free projection screen for the firehouse. But they like the acoustic, they like the way the sound comes out of it. I literally thought it was a TV. It's the biggest TV I've ever seen in my life. I was like, no, it's a projection screen. I don't know why I didn't see the projectors like sitting around the floor. That's how I want to do. Like my next house, I just want to basically do what we can. I'm doing the acoustic screens for my next house. But I want the projector hitting. I want the speakers. I don't want you to see nothing at all. I just want an all white room. I want the black screen, and I want all my movie chairs done in bone white. They're going to be gorgeous. Have the cup holders and all that done in black. LED lights at the bottom. And you just don't see nothing. The screen just comes on. Boom! That's it. I'm going to have the projector probably mounted to the ceiling coming and dropping out through the tiles. But I want you to see nothing in the room. I like that. I mean, some people like to have the speakers exposed because, you know, one guy told me he paid a lot of money for his speakers, so I want to see them exposed. But me, nah, I don't want to see them. I want to see all the sound come right to the screen. I don't want to see them. I like to have that. I like the neatness. That's just me. That's personally just me, what I like. Now, as younger, I was different. You know, I like to have big giant speakers on, stuff like that, set up and all that stuff. And I had bridgeable mono amps, I had Carver and demo and all them different freaking demo flagship. What was it buying from? Oh man, I don't think that company's in business anymore. But yeah, 15 bridgeable mono amps. And this is way back. Equalizer. I just said equalizer. And giant speakers. My speakers were Vegas. I like Vegas. Vegas are my favorites. And you had two big subs here. You had sub bottom sub here for 18-inch sub, 18-inch sub for the back, and they had their own freaking individual dependent amps. Turn the system up, boom, 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 boom. Now it's like I don't even want to hear it. I want it nice, and I don't blast my system. I only do it for demonstrations. That's it. So as we can see, it's pulling up its nice, pretty colors for a screen that is red. Ooh, let's check that out. If you want it red, we can have it red. If you want it blue, we can have it blue. If you want it green, we can have it green. So the same color coding technology that you're seeing here, that's in this screen, that's reacting right now in front of you, is the same thing as in Nova. Black Novas have it. Black Novas have it to be able to have the ability to pull up a white level. Yeah, we can heighten the screen's white level. We can heighten the screen's contrast level, like we did in the ultra light gray you just saw in the last few minutes ago. And we can also heighten color contrast and whatever we want, even if the screen is a different color. Because why? It is powered by God's technology. And it says it on my website too. Powered by God's technology. So as I said before to Jamie, in no way, any way whatsoever is your technology, or not saying your paint, anywhere close to what we do over here. Nowhere near close. That's just a message to him, because for some reason he's gotten in his head that we do the same thing. I don't know. And if you want, I'll put you against this right now to show you that I can show different colors and you can't against a red screen. Ooh. It's not here yet. But it shall be here. It shall be. Waiting for my bird food to get here. I'm got animals to feed. LG snowboarding demonstration. Thank you. You can see white levels still. That's also coated. But like I said, feel free to go home and don't do that. Don't do that. Do it on a piece of paper first. Go paint your screen burgundy and see what happens. And mind you, Zog's been out for a while. If anybody basically felt that they could do the same thing, they could have went right to the paint store, got the same color, or close to the same color, because like I said, we kind of mix these colors to get those colors, and do the same thing. You would see a bunch of videos of people doing the same thing. There is nobody, because if you paint that screen, whatever color without that coating attached to it, everything that flashes on that screen, including white, it's going to come out with a bit of a reddish tint to it. And it is going to look nasty. Oh, straight my hair back to one night. Stupid. I got you under my skin. All right, we dry? We should be dry, right? In the center should be dry somewhere. We are dry. We are dry. We are dry, man, dry. Dry. I'm gonna keep this low blend out right here. It's still dry. The screen's cut out to the whole area. There's some samples too. I got you under my skin. Do 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 do. Walk, be a lady tonight. Da 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 da. Walk, be a lady tonight. Yeah, walk, be a lady tonight. Yeah. Man, I'm feeling much better than the last couple of days. Was freaking. Ooh. Man, last couple of days were rough. I feel much better. Much better. I ain't gonna push it too much. That's the problem with me. You know, I come up out of these things and the first thing I don't want to do is do a whole bunch of stuff and then I just overexert myself because, you know, just like what I do. Okay, so let's see. Screen's red. And like I said, completely different color. Let's see which one sees color better. We got to start off with white first. Color white. So there is the white levels right there on our red screen paint versus CROW's products. Let's go over to color blue. Boom, told you. Bam, bam, bam. Color coding technology. Let's follow this. Let's follow the experiment. Let's bring up primer. All right, so we're going to bring up our primer screen. This is the primer. Mind you, we gave it the nickname Prime Vision 2.0, but it's just primer. Primer. Optimus primer. Oh, that's not going to work. Screen's a little too wet there, but we got this. We got this. Ooh, great, because it is so too wet. All right, so how do we do this? Okay, this is what we'll do. Optimus. Well, first let's do this, and then we'll switch over to this right here because it's still wet on that one side. Screen's still wet. Maya, these things they start to dry. They get brighter. All right. Optimus primer. Oh, should I? No, you can't do that. I forgot that. That's copyrighted. Okay, there's the red. You can see our screen being red using the color coding technology, which allows the screen to be able to see color even though the surface is a different color. But you said, Ken, your screen is red, and that's not fair because it's going to bring up red. Okay, I got you on that one. Let's try something way opposite of what we're using. There we go. Show you green. Green and red don't go together, right? So it's a different opposite color. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's just go right through it. What about brown? Brown would be an odd color. You got violet, but then again, you know, I still got to show it anyway. Let's see, where are we going to go from there? Light and disco colors. Ooh, oh, flashing yellow. I don't need that right now. I already got a headache. I don't need to be on camera. No one needs to hear that. All right, let's see. Satisfying. Pink to blue. Pink to blue. Swap out. And anytime you see the screen come up tan, that means it can't pick up contrast. Contrast levels are not picking up. Nope, pink to blue, swap out. Like I said, we do these tests already. It's easy for me to do this live because I do these tests already. I do these tests every single day. Well, not every day. Anytime I do a new screen, what's the first thing I got to do? We got to do color code, and we got to do certified screens. We got to do the short throw. We got to do the long throw. We got to do the outside. We got to do the 130. You watch me do it over again and again and again and again and again. I got to do the same thing with the elitists, which is pretty much probably tomorrow because I'm not doing it today. I'm too tired to do it today. I'll probably do a couple of them in there. I do want to see what the ultra short throw looks like on that thing. But anyway, so I do these every day. Still not every day. Every time we do a screen, these tests have to be done. So that's why I'm sitting back here, popping my cough drops, drinking some hot tea, and I'm doing this demonstration with relaxation because, you know, you have to do those tests. If you don't do the test, and how you know how your stuff's going to work? That's like if me and him had a military contract and we both designed tanks, and my tank basically had to go through all the rigorous testing, everything you had to put a machine through, all the freaking brutal testing, and he just did some freaking sci-fi effect of his tank just rolling around, explosions, fake explosions going off in the background. I said, look how amazing it looks. And then it comes down to the day for the government to contract us. They're going to put my tank through both of us through some rigorous testing. I'm going to sit there and drink a cup of coffee and watch the whole entire thing and just do it with ease because we've done those tests, but we've probably done them a lot harder because I like a challenge. Whereas they'll probably get hit with the first freaking missile and explode on impact. So you have to do the test. When you do the test, you can sit here on live camera and go, okay. That's why you see me walking away from the camera. I walk away from the camera to do housework sometimes. That just shows you that when people set up a video, when they set up a demonstration, even down to the video is selected to make the screen look good. If the screen is not good with contrast levels, then they will make sure they have videos in there that stay away from contrast levels. When I show off black novas on any of the screen, I'll walk away from the screen and say, I'll be back. Because I don't care what video pops up there, it's going to play. Doesn't make a difference if it's contrast, white level, whatever. You see me do housework, walk around the house, I'm going to sweep my floors real quick, or take out some trash or whatever, or feed the cats, or feed the dogs, or wherever I'm feeding the neighborhood. You know what I mean? I'll walk away because I know whatever pops up there is going to play. So as we can see, the technology we have right here is producing better color without calibration needed, and the screen is red, or burgundy red, or whatever you want to call it. Let's go with some light blue. Ooh, is that amazing? It's light blue when the screen is producing light blue. It's red. All right, let's go with some contrast. Wait. Gray screen. This ought to be interesting. Gray screen. We're going to start with some dark green first. As you can, dark gray. As you can see right there, we're at dark gray. Voila, dark gray. Now we're going to switch over to some, I guess that would be like mint gray or pure gray. Voila. Voila. Merci beaucoup. I don't know what that means. I think it means thank you, whatever. My mother actually speaks fluent French. Haha. When she was coming up, it was different for school. Like in school, you had to learn a language. Mostly, I think it's Spanish now. But when she was coming up, they had several languages they could learn, and one of them was actually French, and she liked French. When she learned how to speak it, she speaks fluent French. Yeah, French. Yeah, French, or whatever we call it. But she speaks it fluently. That was one of the things they had in school that you could learn. Now it's like, it's just only Spanish. I think it's only Spanish. I don't think many schools you go to, they'll teach you like German and stuff like that. Yep. Didn't teach us any of it. That would have been nice. But didn't teach us any of it. Here we are at the Starfield demonstration, right there. All right, so we've seen that one being done. Look, be a lady tonight. You want some real music? Listen to some Frank Sinatra. That's some real music. That is some real music, people. That's some real music. Some Frank Sinatra, some Bobby Darin. That's what you want to listen to. That's what you want to listen to. Start your day off. You want to be happy? Start your day off. Even if you're having a bad day, start your day off with some Frank Sinatra. Guarantee you'll have a smile at the end of the day. I love Frank Sinatra. See, when I was coming up, it was a little different in my household. My household, there's 10 of us. Now, most of them are military. But like I said, there's 10 of us. And everybody had their own kind of music to listen to. My sisters,
The older ones like to listen to Dinah Ross, and they like who's it, Dinah Ross, and I'm trying to think of some other Michael Jackson, stuff like that. The older stuff, the Motown, older stuff. They like to listen to Stevie Wonder, stuff like that. You know what I mean? That was sort of thing. Donna Summers, stuff like that. My brother, on the other hand, he's a musician. He likes Isaac Hayes, Pieces of a Dream. He likes like jazz, you know what I mean? Not so much blues, but jazz. So that's what he kind of like to listen to. And my sister, I have 10 of my other sister, she likes classical music, much like my mother, like Mozart and Chernovsky and all that stuff like that. That's what she likes to listen to, you know what I mean? So, and then my brother Buddy, on the other hand, well, he used to be, and it's true, he used to be a Hell's Angels. He was the black sheep of the family. He drove a Harley Davidson, you know what I mean? I remember this guy used to come in, or now I was small, but he would come in from the desert or wherever the heck they were at. And I never see him coming, he had them spurs on his boots that cling and cling, cling when he would come in, he had the bike come up. He had the Hell's Angels with, you know what I mean, denim jacket and the leather. Oh man, it's freaking crazy. All rings and wallet chains and all that stuff like that, piercings and tattoos and everything. But anyway, he was into fog hat and stuff like that. You know what I mean? The more the what you call oldies rock music. So me being the kid, me in the middle, I experienced all that music. So my music's a little different. So usually, I'll be sitting out there on my deck listening to my music. It'll go from classical music, it'll go from jazz, it'll go from big bands, it'll go from freaking 70s music. Like I like David Bowie, stuff like that, White Snake, that's the kind of stuff I like to listen to, stuff like that. Kiss, all that stuff like that. So it goes back and forth. So people are like kind of curious what race I was when I first moved here, because no one ever saw me, and then they finally saw me, like, oh, he's black. They're like, listen to that kind of music. Like, yeah. I like David Bowie. I love David Bowie. David Bowie made a good movie. The Stones, come on, the Stones made good music, man. The Rolling Stones, the Beatles, you know what I mean? Those are the classics, man. That's the stuff I kind of like. So mostly, at the end of the day, it's Frank Sinatra. Yes, I love Frank Sinatra. Look, listen to the song called "Luck Be a Lady Tonight." Luck be a lady tonight. That's a good one. That's a good one. I gotta get some sticky up here, some fresh sticky. Luck Be a Lady Tonight by Frank Sinatra. That's a good one. That's a good one. Matter of fact, that's what let's do today. All right, so let me show you first the screen. We're going to use certifieds today right now. Boom, there's your certifieds. Like I said, pretty much going against that product over there. Not to be disrespectful, but there's no challenge really in that at all. The challenge would be with the certifieds. That would be the challenge. That's the challenge, the certifieds. All right, so over here we have a Cinema Grade 3D right there by Elite Screens. All right. There on our screen. Is that going to fall or is that going to stay up there? Because this looks a little iffy. Oh, it does look much iffy. Much iffy. All right. We'll put that right there. Ooh, man. Should have worn my glasses. I'm a bit dizzy. Oh, no, you did not. Yes, you did. All right. Let's see if we can get this one to stay, or maybe we got a wet spot in there somewhere, but we'll see. We'll do our best to get this to stay, to grind it in there. Hopefully it stays. Ah. And it sounds so dramatic with the All right, so now we got the certified screens in there. We got a Dark Star 9. We got the Parallax. I think that's what I'm correct. I'm probably butchered the Daylight 7, which I always do, but I don't mean to do it on purpose. I do apologize to Daylight. There we go. And we're showing our star for the demonstration. Oh, he does not want to stay. Well, let me get some. I need scissors. You got scissors around here somewhere? Scissors, because I got some fresh tape here I can use. All right, remember, the remote control is right there. Don't lose it. Look, lady. Scissors. I got scissors, never can find them when I need them. Oh, here we go. Find them. Ah! Oh man, I gotta clean that off. How bad is that? Oh, not bad at all. Okay, cool. Awesome. I don't know what to say. Dang, damn it. I'm gonna clean that up. It's a lot of mess. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Okay, now we got some sticky. Now, mind you, this technology has already been tested. Oh, that wasn't that sticky. This technology has already been tested against other certified screens. Oh, everything, so it's just going to be, oh, it is still wet there. Okay, all right, we're going to have to switch over here then. I think we might have a dry spot here. Now, mind you, think about it. I just did the screen while it was still soaking. It's still not soaking wet, but it's wet, but it's not soaking wet. Which means the screen's going to get actually much brighter as it starts to dry. Yeah, already. That could be a problem here, people. Let me see. Still a little damp there. Come on. Just stay. Just stay. Doesn't want to work with me. It's one of those days. Just stay. All right. Next week, next week? I don't know, maybe next week, I'm not sure. We're going to do some outdoor projection screens using Grummet. Grummet projection screen surfaces. Canvas Grummet projection screen surfaces. I'm going to show you how to paint them up. Sorry about that. That went the wrong pipe. Man, I don't want to say the word for it, but I can't even swallow saliva right. Really, like choking off of it. Man, I'll be back. Good gracious. I hope you weren't eating when I said that. If I do, I apologize. But anyway, we're going to do some, I think I'm going to do a 150-inch screen. Yeah, 150-inch screen. So where we get the screen from, I think a 150-inch screen is like $48. We advise our customers to go there if you're going to be doing an outdoor projection screen, which is fantastic because you can fold this thing up over and over and over again, roll it up. When I start doing this demonstration, I'll show you some links on some of the screens that we painted using those particular surfaces. And like I said, we're going to put a video on the website. So if you want to go into the website, you want to see how we paint these screens, you can get detailed instructions on how to do it. It's very easy to do. I've done a couple of them over here right in the middle of my living room. Very easy to do, but it doesn't involve priming. 2 coats of priming the screen, the surface. All right. As you can see, we are pulling up the more superior start field demonstration. Let's go over to red before the screens fall off. There you go. Look at that. Certified screens versus a red screen. Let's go over to where we want to go. Let's go hit this green screen real quick. Are we on the green screen? We are on the green screen. Boom! Shakalaka. Look, be elite. Oh, I definitely going to be listening to that tonight. Let's go over to the gray. Boom, gray. No problem. No problem, no problem, no problem. Let's go for the white levels. It's light gray or white levels.
Nobody moves until it gets to the bottom of this. Jenny, I expected this from Mom, but you...
No, we're not doing this today. Yes, we are doing this today. Just stay up there. Oh no, that's everything's going to stay. If I press that hard and it came down, I already know from the door that's not going to stay up there. Let me go grab me, see if I got any more of this heavy sticky over here. All right, I think this one may work a little better than what we had over here. So let's see what happens with this. See if this stays up here, because our screen technically is still a little wet. So hopefully you can get that to stay up there. Okay, there we go. There we go. We're good. We're good. All right, so here we go. There's the white levels right there. I had to show up the white levels. I should have showed the white levels off first, but I wasn't thinking. All right, let's go over to, let me see. We do blue already? There we go, there's blue. So my theory behind the reason why I showed the white levels first is, for me, on my end, is to see if the screen is generating too much white light. There's a certain amount of white light a screen has to generate So it basically balances off when it comes to the contrast and when it comes to color. The contrast is the key feature, because without the contrast, you can't produce the dark colors. The dark colors is what gives you nice, rich, beautiful colors. If the white level is too high, it takes away from the contrast. If it takes away from the contrast takes away from the color. Also, too, this also affects the ambient light rejection technology that's embedded in the screen. Also, too. See, this is stuff he doesn't explain to you in the demonstration. There you go. So that's why when I show a screen off, I show white levels first, because it allows me to see which one of the screens are producing too high of a white level. Bam, 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 bam. See? There you go. White levels are too high. Usually it's that reflective material. Again, like I said, I don't know why they use it. I don't know, because maybe they think because it reflects a lot of white light and it makes the screen brighter, but yeah, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. That's just me, my personal opinion. I mean, they like it, other people like it, but for me, no. I would never use it. We do red already? We did red, right? We did red, we did blue, we did green. Let's see. Blue screen. All right, can we pop out of this? I need the color change. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. So we're going to do a color swap out. It's just going to swap out the colors to see how the screens remain, if they are able to change the color. And this is why with these screens you're going to have to say the word with me, calibrate. Yeah, you got to calibrate. This screen can't pick up in this environment. No way in the world. Look at all the light we have in here. We're using a 4300 lumen Christie projector, 1920 by 1200, and still can't see the color correctly. There you go, I set you right there, so you can see it from a distance. So imagine if I had 125 inches of this set up in my environment. I'm using a 4300 lumen Christie projector. This is what the color is, the color I'm going to be seeing. This is what my screen's going to perceive when it comes to color. And yet this screen we're using is red, or burgundy red. Look, be a lady, bum, 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 bum. Do, 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 do. And it can see color better than those screens. All our technology has color coding technology. Oh, that's done for the day with that one anyway. All our technology has color coding technology embedded in it, giving it the ability to be able to see better color, to produce brighter images, even if you're in a fully lit environment. That's why I can sit there with gunmetal and I can watch TV shows, and I can go upstairs and watch it on the magenta. I can go watch it on any screen I want, and I don't have to worry about my screen washing out or fading. Let me see. Let's get some pretty colors in here first. Let's have some fun with the screen now. We flashed our pretty colors off of it, showing the difference between our screens and other screens. Let's go pop over here. Let's pull up the... I need a cup of tea too. Boom, 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 boom. Now you get to see how the screen reacts when we display something simple off of it, of it being burgundy red. Now you see why the technology is being, well, in negotiations. That's why I said when you develop technology, you have to make sure that none of the technology follows the same code. This particular ingredient has its own different identity by itself. It doesn't affect anything we make over here. So if I decide to basically sell this off to a company or whatever the project may be, it doesn't affect my other products. So this will gives Jamie an understanding of basically where we stand at when it comes to developing technology on real screen paint. And I mean, I'm dead serious. I'm about real screen paint. And this was made in 20 minutes and passed every single test on the same day, live. That's all the exotics. That's what the exotics, they're basically the records are. The records are, they're designed really extremely fast, 20 minutes. They're at top, they're designed in 20 minutes, and they pass all test demonstrations on the same day, live, back to back to back, in 2 videos, all done with 100% completion, which you're seeing the technology display right now. And that's the reason why when this fellow who basically calls himself trying to make our products and give them away for free, this is why we gave him the challenge of the exotics. We said, okay, you're gonna make our products, here you go. You can make all 12 of them, make them in 20 minutes, and pass all the demonstrations that they had to go through on the same day live. And he didn't do one of them. You know why? He can't make the product. He can't even figure out what color it is. But I can take everyday primer and I can match your product. Oh, tea, bird. Tea. You don't. Oh, we're good. Other than the making tea in the morning. Tea. Marvelous tea. Marvelous tea. Absolutely marvelous. Oh, did you walk away with it again? I think I've done. All right. Oh, we did this one already. I've never done that one. Let's do, let's grab that one. Dare you challenge the break? Boom! How beautiful that looks. Oh, you know what I just broke? Literally, I just broke a $30 light bulb just now. Gotta go order me another one. I just broke it, literally. I knew it was gonna come sooner or later. Oh well, I'll order another one off Amazon. They got them. Oh, burgundy. All right, I'm gonna do this one real quick. Yeah, $30 light bulb. Oh, and it shattered right at the end too. Man, bummer. All right, Amazon got them. Maybe get a different one because I didn't like that one too much. I'm buying me another one. Hope you didn't see anything when I did that a few minutes ago. I wasn't trying to give you a peekaboo show. That's the ultralight gray. That's the stuff that we make. See how dark it is when it hits the screen? I even put it up a little higher up so we can have it closer to the light up there. And that's on pause. Just to show you how these are. We've done this already before. If you go back and rewind, you'll see it. See how dark they get, how dark the screen gets. When people look at it, they think that it's a dark gray screen, but it's not. It's actually very light gray. So when they stare and they think they're dark gray, they're not. The screen has, like I showed you on the red screen, having the ability to be able to manipulate the screens using that coding technology to get a burgundy screen to see color and red and white levels. We can do the same thing with the ultralight grays. We can actually enhance the contrast levels on the screens. They still maintain a very bright white image, their white levels, but we can actually enhance that contrast level where it's not going to fade. There you go. And we've already tested against CROW's product, so you can rewind that one, so we're past that already. But yeah. There you go. Color coding technology. Isn't it beautiful? So like I said, same thing we do to it. That's why he's making those statements about Novas being too dark. Yeah, buddy, you don't, like I said, you don't understand the first thing about technology when it comes to projection screens at all, period. No knowledge whatsoever. Because the same way how we can make a screen behind us that's burgundy, see different colors and white levels and contrast levels, the same thing we can do here with a screen that's ultralight gray. We can get it to read a contrast level, and just like with the black Novas, we can get them to read white levels. So that's how I knew that you don't know what you're talking about. And the reason why you don't, because if you're too busy making your paint out of everyday primer, you don't understand the science behind technology. There's no science in primer. None. It's primer. That's why, you know, people do demonstrations and they say, well, look how amazing my white levels are over his darker screen. It's my light gray screen. I'm not trying to be rude here, but it's better, it's cheaper, shipping's free on it, pulls a better contrast level, pulls better color, and it's not primer, which we've already tested that too. And I can do it in a fully lit environment. You cannot do this. I don't have to have an expensive projector to do it. My projector cost me 230 bucks. It's huge, it's outdated. They don't even make them anymore. Stopped manufacturing my projector in 2012. Now for those of you sitting there saying, well, something's wrong there, because how in the world is your screen pulling up a black level that heavy? Samsung 4K demonstrations. How is that possible that you're pulling that contrast level that heavy? Do my bright colors? I can do bright colors too. Starfield demonstration, which we have requested multiple times.
What I love about my mom is that she is a very patient, kind woman.
Now you're probably saying, well, it's got to be a darker screen. It has to be a darker screen. LG 4K demonstrations. It has to be. That has to be it. It has to be it. See if we can find that horsey. I don't like doing the LG. The LG is too much camouflage. Way too much camouflage. Look how dark the borders are. It's got to be, that screen has got to be dark gray. It's got to be. That's the first thing people think when they look at the technology. They think because the screen's borders are dark, they figure that's how dark the screen is. How come there's no tannish around the screen? LG QLED 4K demonstration. Screen's gotta be dark, right? It's gotta be. What about the white levels? There's my white levels. Light gray screen. White levels are extremely high. So light gray, that's easy. Pulling off a white level on a light gray screen, that's easy. That's no challenge. The hard part is to pull the contrast level. That's the hard part. There you go. That's the hard part. Not the white levels, that's easy. That's like trying to say that my white screen has the whitest snow levels in the entire... Of course, it's white. It's no challenge. You can't even brag about that. any light gray screen is going to pull a higher white level. That's nothing to brag about. What you should be doing is a contrast level. Now that's hard for a gray screen, even a white screen to pull off. That's what you should be bragging about, but don't, no. It's not fair, I tell you, your screen has to be dark. It's not dark. Nowhere clear it. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. You'd be surprised how light that screen is. Just so we have color coding technology. Just showed you on the red screen. Same technology is embedded in here, except it's enhanced a little different. Look at the screen, how dark it is. And we're in a fully lit environment. We don't even need the lights out to enhance the contrast levels. Alrighty, let's go see if we can find that demonstration that I'm hunting for. For some reason, I always get it, but now I just for some reason can't get it. Can't seem to find that particular demonstration. Alright, let's try it again. Let's try OLED demonstrations. Bring it up then. They're hiding it from me. Just want the horsey. Oh, this is a good one. This is a really good one. This is better than the horsey. Now you get to see what an ultralight encoding technology can do. And like I said, I took the same gray primer, I put it against my own ultralight gray screen paint. To be fair, put his products up against it too. Now, if he feels that I have done the demonstration incorrectly, feel free to do a star fill demonstration in a fully lit environment on your product and show the contrast demonstration, show the color levels. Feel free. As a matter of fact, you can do the color levels. Show a dark demonstration as I'm doing now. Use a star field in a fully lit environment. It'd be really cool if we can get a white screen to do this. You know how amazing that would be if we can get a white screen to pull a contrast level this dark? That would be insane. But I don't got time to work on it. I got other projects right now I'm working on. Let's go back to... I can't believe I found that demonstration. That is a really dark demonstration. Well, there's your personal mix. Oh, you can't see contrast. You cannot see. Some people are going to say, well, your screen's got to be darker. I'll show you that in a few minutes. You'll see it. You'll see it. Not to throw a screen out of disrespect. It was basically clear. Because people say, oh, you're throwing the screen down. It's a screen. It's not going to get damaged. And I'm not talking about customers. My customers know me. These are the naysayers that come in the room and want to gripe over every little thing, complain and cry about every little thing. Cut it out. Screen doesn't get damaged. I throw around sample sheets, throw my own sample sheets around all the time. I damage my own screens, damage a couple of my screens. You got to see some of the places I store my stuff at. So it's not going to mess it up. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Fully lit environment. The one thing I like about the OLED horse, and I tell you why I like this demonstration so much, because it shows two levels of contrast. The background is black, and then when the horse pushes through. That's what I love about it. Feel free to do this demonstration in a fully lit environment. You notice I'm sticking to all contrast levels. I can do bright colors all day long on this screen. It's easy. You want to stick to the hard stuff. Anytime you display contrast, it has to be done in a fully lit environment. And then people sit there and say, well, that's easy to say. Your screens are dark. The screen's not dark. The screen's actually very light. And I can do this in a fully lit environment with no problem. We don't need a dark environment to make the screen look good. All right, I got to get going. Before we leave it off from here, let's go show you. Ooh, classic Coke. These are deep blacks levels. Let's see what we got. I'm always interested in something a darker contrast level. And mind you, this product is considered to be the white projection screens of our technology. It's a mid-class and it's this good. It's a mid-class, it can be $5,000 projection screens with no problem. It's a mid-class and it can basically dominate CROW's product with no problem. It costs less. A gallon would cost my customers $139. A gallon of CROW's product, since he doesn't sell it in a gallon, he only sells it by quart, it would cost you $75 a quart. Again, add it up, $300. Doesn't give you free shipping, that's another $23 tacked on top of that. I can use my product in a fully lit environment with no problem. He can't. He has to pick and choose what video he displays. He has to subject his screens to high power projectors. And again, if you're using a $4,000 or $3,000, maybe a $4,000 projector that P2 is, your screen is not going to look the same way in the demonstration. And we have done this on tests. And people say, well, you're using the Christie. Yeah, understand this. This screen has been tested, which means it's been tested on a 1,000 lumen projector. Low entry level. That's why some of the tests we have are called a low lumen test, which means we take a projector of 1,000 lumens and we start it off 13, 14, 15, and 22 feet back. That's how we know the screen can pick up on 1,000 lumens. This is how we design our specification sheets. Our specification sheets are designed around the tests that the screen paints have to go through. It's kind of hard to put a specification sheet if you don't run tests. And we do these all in fully lit environments. Final test for our screen paints, and everybody knows what they are, 13 feet outside. And they have to pull up at a 190-degree viewing angle. So if it can pull an image at 1,000 lumens outside at 13 feet, inside would be an absolute cakewalk for it. All right, now, we all got a chance to see the screen. Everybody thinks the screen is a really dark gray screen, right? Oh, keep forgetting this screen. Oh, wall. Which one? Here it is. My screen is hanging. That's the color of my screen. See how light gray it is? Did you see the contrast level of the screen just pulled up? Because embedded in this screen is a code, and the code allows the screen to be able to see contrast levels. It's called color coding technology. We invented it. See that burgundy gray, that burgundy screen, that red screen? That screen was able to see color, contrast, and white levels over certified projection screens and a few screen paint mixes. That's why the Black Nova can pull a white level, because it's coded with the ability to be able to see white levels. But CROW doesn't understand that, because he doesn't understand how technology works. That's why his product came up matching primer. Came up matching primer. Isn't that interesting? See both screens? Okay, well, maybe next time when I get back on, we can go mess with the new technology in the Nova, which is our new Elitis. I like saying that. Elitis. It is an Elitis. Yeah, that's a bad screen. That screen is awesome. I can't wait to start running some testing like that. The gaming demonstration on it was gorgeous. I played with it last night. All right, with that being said, I'm out of here. We may paint ourselves another screen. We may paint another. I might paint another. What do you call it? Prime Vision 2.0. I might paint another one of those. Prime Vision 2.0. Now, for those who've been asking me, what is Prime Vision 2.0? Prime Vision 2.0 is what's in that container right there. It's primer. We just gave it that name. It's just primer. That's all it is. But that's what we picked up over at a hardware store, and it matched perfectly to this product. But like I said, in the demonstration against our gray screens, if you feel that, you know, I did the demonstration incorrectly, feel free to come in and repeat the exact same demonstration. You can't do the burgundy screen because you don't have that technology, but feel free to repeat this exact same demonstration with the certified screens, but you don't have to go through all that. Just do a simple demonstration, all contrast levels in a fully lit environment, and display the star field. That's all. That's all you got to do. And what I really would suggest you doing, which would help you out a lot, is I would suggest you taking primer from a hardware store. Don't mix any black paint into it. Don't try to make it darker than your product. Don't do anything sneaky like that. Get the primer, open it up live on camera, paint it next to your screen, and show the color patterns on it so people can see exactly how close your screen comes to that. Because like I said, your product doesn't match us in any way, and our screen can pull contrast levels. There's a huge difference between our technology and yours, because we pull very heavy contrast levels, as you saw in the demonstration. Even when the projector is off, if you take this screen and you stick it in front of the projector, they turn dark because of that code that's in them. But I would like to see that demonstration. Fully lit environment, starfield demonstration, displaying your product. And maybe that that paint that you deleted off your channel, I think is 2 tablespoons of black into white, 1 white quart. Do that one and match against your product. Because like I said, those of you who got upset because I took his product and I put it against primer and it matched. Well, guess what? I did the same thing to my product too. There we go. Yes! It doesn't match. All right. With that being said, I'm out of here. Thank you all for your time. Got to go, and God bless. If we get all the tests done for the Elitis, it will be available next week. Okay, with that being said, got to go, and God bless.